2012 is the year of Movember and Sons. This Movember, men are being encouraged to learn their family health history and predispositions to understand any risks that they may face. These actions can have a significant impact on the quality and the longevity of a bloke's life. To find out all about it, we're here at Movember headquarters to talk to Mo Bro, Tom Betts. Are you able to tell us a bit about the history? Like how did the Movember movement come about?
So Movember started in a pub in Fitzroy in 2003 with two guys sitting down talking about things that had and hadn't come back into style, and they realised that the moustache had never really come back from its heyday in the 1970s and 80s when every second guy seemed to have a mo, and they decided we're going to grow moustaches back for the 30 days of Movember. We're going to get our mates involved and we're going to have a big party at the end of it. Fast forward to 2011, we had 854,000 guys growing moustaches around the world. That equaled 124 million that was donated to our men's health partners around the world. So this year in 2012, we're looking to the high figure of 1 million moustaches all around the world. We've got campaigns in 21 different countries, so it's a truly global movement.
What are the most popular moustaches being sprouted by the Mo Bros out there?
Movember actually has a style guide, and we recognise 9 separate moustache styles. So we've got everything from the trucker, which is the sort of chopper reed or the handlebar moustache, to the more sort of wispy, the more refined, almost sort of pencil thin moustache. But these days the younger generation, they're very much the thinner, the sharper, sort of more refined moustache. You look at the older guys that grew up in the 70s and 80s when every policeman on the pavement on the beat had a moustache, and they're sort of using the boxcar or the handlebar, the trucker mo. There's all sorts, but every mo's a great mo. We recognise them all.
Could you tell us about one of your favourite displays of Movember support last year?
In 2011, we had a couple of guys, 2 policemen actually, who had been long-time supporters of Movember, and they just wanted to go that extra mile. And they decided they'd grow their mows, but during the month of November, they'd also cycle from Geelong in Victoria through Adelaide and then up to Alice Springs in the Northern Territory. And they called the sort of pilgrimage the Ride to the Rock, and it took them, I think, over 2 weeks. But every night they stopped in at a different police station, being they were policemen, and they dropped into schools and pubs and small community groups and I think a couple of men's sheds organisations. And it was a good opportunity for them to talk about the men's health message, talk about Movember, and get to a lot of those smaller communities that we just physically can't.
So can you give us the rundown to this year's Movember campaign? What's it all about?
So this year in 2012, we're sort of celebrating, or we're calling the campaign Movember and Sons, looking at the bigger picture, the more holistic idea of how to be a better man. Everyone's had a father figure in their life that's passed down information and advice down the generations, and we're now sort of looking at that as Movember and Sons and saying, speak to your parents, speak to your father, speak to your grandfather, find out your family history of health. As you get older, keep that in mind and pass that down the generations. Movember's all about communication. It's about spreading that men's health message and working with fathers and sons.
Why is Movember important?
10 years ago when Movember started, there wasn't really a men's health movement as such in Australia and possibly around the world. Men would go to the doctor when their arm was broken, or if their leg had fallen off, they'd go and ask the doctor if something's happened. They used to wear the idea that I hadn't been to a doctor for 2, 3, 4, 5 years as a sort of badge of honour. And we really want to change that. And the guys that started Movember realised that there wasn't something that men could sort of cling to as that men's health initiative. No one wearing a moustache walking into a building in November can avoid the eye contact from a fellow Mo Bro, that sort of nod, that wink, we're in this together. And it's a conversation starter. It's a great way to get guys talking about men's health, which traditionally they haven't done.
The Shed Online is sponsored by the Movember Foundation. Can you tell us about some other important projects and some success stories?
Our men's health partners are Beyond Blue, supporting male mental health initiatives, and also the Prostate Cancer Foundation of Australia. So with Beyond Blue, we actually have sponsored, and one of the programs we run through Beyond Blue is the Beyond Blue helpline. So that's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week helpline that answers over 70,000 calls a year. And that's become a really good focus point for people to contact Beyond Blue, for guys to get help, ask those initial questions, and then find out exactly what the next steps are to addressing their mental illness or any sort of anxiety or depression issues they might have. With the Prostate Cancer Foundation of Australia, we're sending out 13 nurses around Australia that are prostate cancer specialists, and they're going to be focused purely on prostate cancer help and assistance for guys with prostate cancer. So this is an Australian first initiative. Now that Movember is a global organisation, we also run our own men's health initiatives, and that allows us to basically use our knowledge and our funds from all around the world to globally collaborate with the best researchers, the best minds in medicine to advance the fight against prostate cancer.
A very important question. I believe that we're meant to start Movember clean shaven. What are you planning on growing this Movember?
I've been traditionally gone with the trucker mustache and a bit of downward action down here, but a lot of people and a lot of the staff at the Mo Bros and Mo Sisters here at Mo HQ are sort of saying that I should go a sort of pencil thin mustache, and that's what the trend is these days. So I'll wait and see. 1st of November, it's all clean shaven. I've got a clean slate, so yeah, can't promise anything. I like to keep my mustaches close to my chest, but we'll give it a crack and see how we end up.
In summing up, have you got a final message for our shed members?
I'd encourage all shedders to get online, visit Movember.com, and really have a good look around the website, sort of maybe think about what mustache they want to grow, and then it's all about registering. So getting yourself online, registered, and creating your own fundraising page, but also getting your mates involved, getting the other guys in the shedder community saying, hey, I'm doing Movember this year, I haven't grown a mustache since the heyday in the 1970s. Getting the guys to grow mustaches, getting online at Movember.com. You can start a team, so getting a group of guys in the same sort of community to grow, and then sort of tracking your progress throughout the month online and sending that link out to family and friends. But it's all on www.movember.com. It's a really easy website to navigate. It's really easy to set up your own page, and we really encourage the guys to get on board, start sprouting those mustaches and supporting Movember, because we need all the hairy, walking, talking billboards that we can get. The more the merrier, and it does make a huge difference to the men's health movement.